Hello, Vikings, Viking parents, Viking adults. Thanks for dropping by. My name is Alicia Bauer, and I hope that you're here because your student this year is enrolled in biology. So I know you have lots of these videos to watch, so I won't waste any time. Let's go ahead and get started. So right now I am videotaping from our classroom, which is 807. And I wanted to get started just talking a little bit about myself so that you know me on a more personal level. So I do work pretty hard to get to know the students, each and every one of your students on a more personal level than just their academic work. So here's a little bit about me. I am married with two boys, and that picture shows us at the Evergreen State Fair this year, which was loads of fun. But more importantly, what's important to me is my friends. So we live in Washington, but our family lives in Ohio. So friends are even more important to us as we pave a new path here in the West while our family lives in Ohio. I personally get a lot of joy in making things by hand. So whether it's a baked good or a handicraft, this picture is the current quilt that I am working on, where we come from, which is the heart of Amish country in Ohio. Quilt making is quite a celebrated art form. So I really love the colors in this current one that I'm working on. My two boys are Ryan, who is 10, and Ian, who is 7. And I thought it might be funny to share that they think I'm a very loud cheerer on the sidelines of their soccer and baseball games. But I think I take that same energy back to the classroom. I expect hard work from my students for sure, but I'm right there with them the whole time. Lots of support, lots of encouragement every step of the way. So sorry about the formatting on that slide. Got a little crunchy, but we can still work with it. So my education is that my bachelor's degree and my master's are through Case Western Reserve University. So I studied biology and chemistry there. And I also did a minor with physics. And then my professional experience actually is that I spent some time in the industry working both at the Fred Hutch and Microsoft and various capacities. But really, ultimately, it boils down to my passion, which is there on the right-hand side of the slide, which is every single time I got a job, the best part of that job was working with students, whether it was an intern at the Hutch or bringing students in from colleges and universities at Microsoft. I just seem to get along great with them. I understand them, and they bring me a lot of joy in my work. So I'm excited to bring my biology background together into working with students. So the rest of the presentation has three main parts. I'm going to very briefly talk about some of the highlights or the favorite parts in biology this year. I will walk through how we use a journal as our organizational tool in biology, and then I will show you where to access class materials if you need to assist your student or if they go into quarantine or anything like that. I want everyone to know how to access what we're doing here in the classroom. So highlights first. I would say that the students really enjoy the fact that in past years we have a focus on activities and experimentation, and especially this year. So some of the highlights there, you'll see some cells from an Elodea plant. We're going to be kicking off our year focused on proving that living things are made from cells by generating evidence. We will be doing some resource elimination experiments on plants to see how they fare. We'll be doing some DNA extraction and manipulation with strawberries. And then hopefully by the end of the year, we'll get to work with bacteria, studying antibiotic resistance, and then end the year by studying some populations and communities within those populations. Or actually, it's the flip-flop, populations within communities. Okay, on to journal use. So in biology, our primary tool that helps us stay organized is something called an interactive journal. So let me walk you through a typical journal entry in biology. A typical journal entry in biology has a right-hand side and a left-hand side. Okay, as you can see, this is an example of the first entry that we've done this year. Each investigation has an essential question, and that question guides the lesson, but also any labs or activities that we will do related to it. The point is, we want to try to answer the question by gathering information. Okay, so there's the information we've gathered. Actually, that was the list brainstormed by your students, a good list. Okay, and most entries are going to begin with a lesson. In this case, it was a list that we brainstormed in class. Relevant notes from the lesson are typically captured on the A page. So that's what you see here circled in black. Each entry then is backed up with one or more activities or labs. And that takes the students' new knowledge and it puts it in context. So it's not enough that we have listened to Mrs. Bauer give us new information or we've read new information. We need to use that information in order for it to be stored in a longer term memory. So the B side page, that left-hand side, those are going to be hands-on activities with models or materials. They might be labs, so you might see tables with data. They might be opportunities to illustrate concepts that are printed, but now we need to turn them into a picture. All of that is cataloged on the left-hand side, which is called the B page. At the conclusion of an investigation, students use the summary section. Excuse me, my slide's missing a few words, but we're going to improvise. Students are going to use the summary section of their A page to tell themselves a review of what they've learned. So they're going to try to answer the big question down in the summary using evidence from the A and the B side of their journal entry. Okay, summaries are an incredibly important opportunity for the students to review material right away and to put what they've learned into their own words. Okay, and then you'll also see some questions on the side. So those are questions that students will generate about what they've just learned. The point of that practice is writing a question requires you to really understand what you've just learned. Question writing is really hard. And the blue questions are pretty easy. I tell students the blue question, you should be able to point to it, the answer on your page. The yellow question should require you to make connections. Okay, and then the orange question, that requires you to kind of synthesize or analyze information in order to answer it. So really what I'm pushing them to do at the end of an entry is summarize in their own words and know it well enough to write some questions about that material. Okay, and then we use those questions as study guides, okay, to help us in any assessments. All right, so here we are. Third thing, class materials. If you find yourself needing to miss class for any reason, please know that all class materials can be found on Schoology. And right now, my system that I think is going to work best for this year is to group materials by the week that they were taught in. So right now in Schoology, you probably only see one folder for week 2 or week 3 as well. And that's where you can go to find class assignments or slides from class and also what was the homework for that particular day. So I'm just going to go ahead and click into that. You notice tasks are listed in chronological order. Okay, usually they're grouped by the day of the week that we did them. Followed by homework. Okay, if there was any homework that week, what was it? When was it due? And finally, if you're curious, what were some of the other things that we did in class, you just want to follow along. The slides that Mrs. Bauer used during that week will also be located at the bottom of the document. Okay. That's everything I have. I don't want to keep you too long. Please always know that I am at your disposal. If you would like a little more help, a little more information, the best way to reach me, no matter the time of day, is my email address. I don't usually answer the phone because I'm teaching. Okay, so it's abauer@nsd.org. I hope I get to hear from some of you. And pretty soon, if not already, you may have received an email from me asking you just to share a little bit about your student, your family, so that I can get to know you as well. Thanks for showing up.